All right. You know what we're going to do for a news sponsor today? Something that's often in the news would be...
Oh, no.
You're still flipping over in the car.
I know.
And what are you doing?
Well, you're dialing, but the thing is you might not be able to dial a bunch of numbers. All you can really get is the area code and one other digit.
Yeah, these are all threes.
Yeah, so you get a 214 or an 817 to just 333.
That's right.
33.
Frankel and Frankel.
Yes, sir.
Personal injury attorneys.
Let me tell you what came in quite handy. This is not really on the copy points, but I took my Frankel and Frankel notebook with me. So that,
wow.
Yeah. They're very, very nice notebooks.
So if you have to stop at their office for a consultation, they have a nice notepad. That's your copy.
Yeah, that's an.
See, I was thinking how insurance companies are going to try and take advantage of you, and then Frankel and Frankel will fight for your rights
and maybe give you a notepad.
And see, I didn't even know that they would do that.
Yeah.
They have the experience and knowledge to win in the courtroom. You give them a call. You're going to talk to a partner. You're going to have somebody, a decision maker, on the line immediately. So they're great.
They are great.
They're big sponsors, and they need to get you what you deserve. If in fact you do deserve something.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you might start getting calls. You know, if there's a police report, some fly-by-night legal operation is going to swoop in and tell you, hey.
You're out of order.
Yeah, that's what.
Trial is out of order.
You know what? I'm just going to leave it to the soundboard.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So Frankel and Frankel.
Yep. Do we have like a hard out today because we have a ride and stuff, or what?
I actually just texted our ride, said we'll be about a little bit later. And he said he'll be waiting out there for us.
What service?
Yeah.
I might go so far as to say elite service.
It's such elite service. And he said he'll have a nice cold water for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's Jay with the Dumb Zone News.
Let's do this one first. This comes to us from Comal County. You know
Kamala?
No.
Kamala County?
No, not Kamala or Kamala County.
Kamala, or whatever he was calling her.
The far left of the state?
Yeah, the far left prosecutor who locked up.
The center right of the state?
No, Comal, like the Comal River, which is down a little bit northeast of San Antonio, the county, near Austin. Not that far from where I went to college. We don't do all these stories, but this one's got a little bit of a twist to it. Of course, I'm speaking of a teacher-student sex story involving a female teacher. She, 51, does not list the age of the luckiest boy in the world.
Yes.
That's older than most.
When is the award? When is the ceremony?
A lot of times these are early 20s, and you've got an early 20s-ish, 22, 23-year-old lady, 24, and, a strapping young 16-year-old.
The TV show?
The Teacher?
My Teacher or whatever. Was it The Teacher?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how that was depicted.
Yeah. Well, she was 51, or is, Jennifer Massey. She was caught having sex with a minor student by police. And here's the twist on it. And I want everybody to be honest here. Although that's probably not really something I have to say, because if you've done this and you guys are all pigs, you'd brag about it. She was arrested after the police were called to an under construction home where her and her pupil were engaging in a sex act.
Good place to go.
Have you ever done it?
No.
Like snuck into a house that's, nearing being finished and let's go in here.
I did that once.
Yeah, nice.
It was probably 50% done, but you couldn't see into it from the outside, but there was no brick. It was framed, and then whatever goes next. And yeah.
It's great.
Now it's hot as fuck in there because it's Texas and it's summer and there's no insulation and there's obviously no electricity, but yeah, that was yeah.
Where was this?
Rehab.
You did it at rehab?
No, it was a very, very long time ago. Very, very long time
They were building a home to the facility next door.
Yeah, no, it was a long time ago, but I also was not a teacher.
No.
So there wasn't.
Was she?
No.
The lady I'm
he.
assuming it was I shouldn't assume.
You shouldn't. It's 2024. But I did think afterward, how much more trouble I would. I think I would have definitely gotten a trespassing charge.
What's her name?
There's no chance,
Search.
bud.
And she's how old? 51?
In this case, I thought you meant the name of my girlfriend when I was 19.
No. The teacher.
COMA. Here we go. Rob found her.
Yeah, there you go. Could be worse.
Did
Sure.
you say she's 51?
Yeah.
And it's a high school student?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Second degree felony.
Well,
I just want to know how these start.
I can tell you exactly how they start.
Okay, go ahead.
With phones. With chats
Yep.
through Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, probably not Twitter. 'cause
No,
that's
I'm
for
saying
old
like
people.
the initial icebreaker.
I think they
Like, how do you
probably
get to that point?
they probably both feel a little something. Usually, I would say the aggressor more than the victim, if we want to call him that.
Yeah.
And then they kind of put out the vibe. You have a human being, the younger person, who has zero reasoning capabilities or capacity for control of emotions.
Well, he sounds pretty smart to me.
They're horny as hell.
Yeah.
That's like peak
That's a key.
horny. And here's a lady.
I would have probably had sex with any 50-year-old teacher that texted me and said she wanted to.
Any.
boy, you didn't
Yeah.
go to my high school.
No, I'm saying, dude, he was
I
in
don't know, dude.
Ohio. Some of those, you don't think he had a couple of like,
You know how that is.
2.5 bill
When you're that
Slovaks?
age, man, you don't know. It's whatever.
Yeah.
You're just looking for anything. At least me.
Yeah.
Maybe hot guys like Danny slaying it all over the place.
You didn't know me in high school.
I just know what you look like.
Yeah.
You're a snack.
Let's see here. Late last night in Fort Worth, a bar fight that occurred actually resulted in a shooting, a police chase, and a crash. This is the rare bar fight that did not stay a bar fight. So around 11 o'clock last night, two rival groups, they were just snapping in the bar, and then all of a sudden it turns into a big fight. Both groups leave the club. They get into their cars, one of them in a Dodge Charger, the other group in an SUV, and they're firing at each other on the road.
Wow. Okay.
And the SUV crashes into a pickup truck. The Charger flees. Police chase it. This feels just like back in my day, we'd settle that right there. Somebody grab a bar stool, somebody grab a bottle, the cops are there, and it's over.
Did you mention what neighborhood or what bar?
It doesn't say the bar, but it's 2,500.
Don't you own a bar in Fort Worth?
Not anymore.
Oh.
We shut that bitch down.
COVID was a tough go.
Yeah.
Was it COVID?
Yeah.
Our industry.
Yeah, we never recovered.
But your other one's still open, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know where this is. This is like North Fort Worth.
So then police are chasing both the cars
Not
at the
all
same
the way
time?
north like 28th Street, Northeast 28th Street area. Yes.
And
Yeah,
then so
they're
they had to
trading
kind of like
gunfire.
Yeah, who should I fight here?
Right.
Now the police are chasing both of us. Should we band together sometime?
Maybe let them just take care of it.
Yeah.
So this didn't happen inside the Boiled Owl or something.
No, it wasn't at the Boiled Owl. God, I loved that place. So smoky and
Wait, what time did it happen?
seen
Around 11?
it's probably cowboy related.
Yeah,
Everybody's
they're all
fired
pissed.
up and hammered. Yeah.
That was still during the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're pissed because it's a slog. You're like, what is this?
Yep.
This isn't NFL football that I want to see.
You had the over
Yeah.
What was it?
43 and a half.
Oh, the over. Sorry.
43 and a half. Yeah.
Dude, I have a 3-team parlay, and if New Orleans hits tonight,
Yeah, I came back yesterday to find out that Dan is not just like doing our picks and knockout league. He's like hitting 3-leg parlays now of his own.
just having fun.
He's drinking.
Yeah.
I'm drinking. Look, you left, and I fell apart.
He eats bananas now
Yeah.
instead of apples.
On one
I
bite.
do this story specifically because Danny is here. But recently, I think over the weekend, the 76th annual Big Tex Youth Livestock Auction was held at the State Fair of Texas. And the winning steer, an 18-month-old steer named Haggard,
Wow.
named after Merle,
Yep.
netted the senior at Stanton High School $180,000 in Scully money.
Isn't that incredible?
$180K. That'll at least pay for a class. That's a joke about the rising cost of
Education, yeah.
education in this country. It's out of control.
I never could understand why prize money, when I was a kid, if you had a top winning show steer or pig, I mean, these kids were walking away with like 30 grand,
Which is
20
insane.
grand, which in the 80s was a lot.
Yeah. That's wild.
And I guess they just donate this stuff to them. I mean, I had to sell mine per the pound.
Yeah, because
Just for pork production because it got sifted, and I
got
think
so
I
big.
walked like $162.
right. Sad state of affairs.
Did you ever raise a pig, Dan, in Ohio?
Let me think. I don't think I did, no.
He was looking for a sex joke.
He was.
Like he was looking for a
Overweight girl
pig.
joke.
Yeah. And he decided to pass.
You guys don't know me.
I had relatives that were hippies, but all we ever had, I think, was chickens. Not we, but we'd go to their house and they had, a real hippie backyard and they had chickens. But for some reason, I feel like there was a pig at one point. Even my grandparents had one on their farm.
You see Nate Bargatze this weekend?
I watched a couple sketches, but I am planning on watching it with the wife tonight.
Did you see the George Washington one?
No, I heard they went back to it though.
Okay, yeah.
All I've seen is
Just talking about chickens and pigs.
all I've seen is the spoof, which I feel like we should have written 10 years ago because I used to religiously watch the show, and I know Danny did. Was the spoof of Sábado Gigante.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Is that yeah?
Or La Gramita
La
y Costel.
Costel is another.
They're all
classic.
kind of, yeah.
Sábado Gigante is like Mexico Saturday Night Live, but it's exactly how Mexican you think it is. Like there's a Mexican
like
Dracula
a bee costume. And
bee costume. It's the most over the top shit you could ever see on TV.
hot chick.
Little people.
Oh, always
tons
in
of
like a
hot chicks.
club dress.
Yeah,
Yeah, get a little person out there
Little
without a
person
doubt.
with or a kid with a beard.
Yeah, and like they'll play games. None of the rules make sense.
No.
Like there's just
Prizes are terrible.
shit going on everywhere.
KT game.
Stop doing that.
It's so true.
You did and I was.
It's Mexican KT.
Sábado Gigante.
We ramped that up when you were gone.
And the guy talks I could expect nothing less. Anyways, they interviewed the young lad who, or maybe it's a woman, Jade Stone. What do you think? Oh, this one says his. Okay. He says it's everyone's dream at a cattle barn to win a major.
A major?
It's an accomplishment to me. This is one of my biggest accomplishments. Sun up, sun down, late nights, early morning. This is all we do. That's how it was for Danny as well.
I don't take my commitment very seriously.
Let's see. What else do we want to touch on here? Oh, yeah. This is a tough one, pal. We got a Matt Bush story, and it's not about getting back to the bigs.
You run over someone else's head?
I don't think he ran over somebody else's head and tried to flee this time, but he did try to flee this time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he, of course, did quite a bit of jail time before. And there was a Real Sports about it, if I recall, where they interviewed the guy whose head he ran over. He forgave him, and it was a great comeback story. He was with the Rangers off and on for like 6 years, and last year, or I suppose this year, was his first year out of baseball. But he was arrested around 8:30 on Friday night. He was driving erratically. They try to pull over his Lincoln Aviator, and instead of pulling over, he says, "Fuck it," sped off. And the officer lost sight of him. Just a little bit later, there's a crash reported involving multiple vehicles. The cops show up at that, and he takes off. And eventually they track him down. Well, not they track him down, but bystanders chased him down and detained him.
Really?
Some good Samaritans.
Hmm.
You think you're built for that life?
No way.
No.
I'm just not a good Samaritan. That's the problem.
Yeah, so he did 52 months.
Yeah, hard prison, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, when he got out, he was trying to make his way back.
Yeah.
He did.
Didn't they? Yeah, but leading back to that, and he was really good at times.
He was.
like incredibly good.
Yeah.
But is he the story with him? And I think other pitchers have probably gone through this, where he had to like audition in a parking lot at
It was something like
at a
that, wasn't it?
restaurant or something
Yeah.
like that for
Yeah.
some agent or a scout.
Okay, I know he had to do an audition, but I think also he was working at a restaurant, and on break he would go throw to another guy who worked there. or
Yes, and I think he did.
something. It was like a Fridays,
Yeah.
so the whole
Yeah.
story just seemed really beaten. By the way, love Fridays. Hit us up.
Sure.
Half off apps, right?
But I'm just saying, if you're,
Love the flair.
you gotta have the proper flair. Oh, is that from this one?
Gosh, yeah, that looks like now.
Does that look like when you got into rehab?
No, but I will tell you, I did keep my photo because I
yeah?
hadn't had a haircut in a long time, and my beard was about the length that Matt Bush is there, and that makes you look just shittier already. My eyebrows are out of control still. I get them waxed.
Did your roommate do that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you get
but
them waxed.
he did bring wax strips, but I didn't. I don't know. The lady I get it done by that Dan also goes to, she's a pro's pro.
Yeah.
But they do have a full panel, like you're a dinosaur at Jurassic Park, of every bit of information about you with the picture you got when you got in. Mine was, I looked bad, but it wasn't like I was in a panel of people that look great. Everybody kind of does.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen to Bush here, but it's not looking great. You've already done. I think in Texas you have to have at least a second DUI to get a felony. I don't think your first one is. Does that sound right, Danny?
Well, I don't even know if his first. So I don't know. This probably doesn't have anything to do with his prior DWIs that landed him in prison for as long as he was in, right?
I don't know.
And if that carries over from state.
Well,
to state.
okay. Here's the thing. He had already been arrested for felony assault before that.
He relapsed at some point during his second stint as a player.
That's right.
I feel like that's true.
One of the times that he got arrested, oh yeah. Okay, we'll go to the 2009 one. According to witnesses, a drunken Bush beat up a high school lacrosse player with a golf club while screaming, "I'm Matt fucking Bush."
Okay.
The kid needed to know.
Yeah. And then a late developing story here. This just took place about an hour ago. A small plane has crashed into Eagle Mountain Lake. Yeah. No word on how many people are on board yet or if anyone was hurt, but these small planes, Dan, feel like a death trap.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever go in one again. I suppose if somebody offers me a PJ ride, then I'm going to have to do it.
Well, those aren't really small, are they? That's a jet.
I mean, I don't know.
Private plane, or excuse me, a small plane. I've been on one or two, and you're real tight in there with at most 8 people. A private jet is that's a different animal, I would think.
This is a really small plane.
Yeah.
What are you saying? You're in with, how many did you say? 8 or 10?
At most, there was 8. It was somewhere in Latin
I feel like I've been on a
Yeah, you probably.
one that size, but I considered that to be a private jet. Maybe it wasn't.
It's not a jet.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't know what a jet is.
I was going to say, if you're about to ask me the difference between
Yeah,
the
yeah.
plane- size, the jet engine, it has to be about the engine. The key difference between a jet and an airplane is that to be a jet,
You need a jet
a
engine.
plane has to have a jet engine. Well, yeah, fucking thank you.
Yeah. Typically no propeller on a jet engine.
Essentially, every jet is an airplane, but not
Uh-oh.
every airplane is a jet.
Oh, I see
Got a square
here.
rectangle stitch going on.
There it is. Look on your monitor.
Yeah.
See here, it says it's 6'2", 185 pounds.
I knew where he was headed before he got there.
What?
Did he come off the bench?
I mean, he was a first-round pick, so he was kind of a starter for the first part of his career. Drafted by the Hawks, 10th overall.
He's real pleased with himself, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just let you know that. And I think that's a solid way for me to
In the news?
seppuku the news today. Just let it
Dumb Zone
die
News.
honorably.
Like and subscribe.
Nice reference.